welcome to this core strengthening flow. Today's workout is still going to be full body weight workout, but we are going to be spending a little extra detail and time on that midline there, trying to activate the core, make it nice and strong for everyday life. So when you're ready, meet me in a reclined position on your back and let's get working on that core and find our moment to move. Of a different start today, but what we're going to do, we're going to extend our legs out, pushing the navel into the spine and pushing that lower back into the ground, and then we're going to bring our knees up into the chest, shoot the legs up to the sky, and then as they come up, we're just going to slowly lower them down, come down as far as you can before the back starts arching, and then bring the knees into the chest, push up to the sky and lower back down. So there's 2. Try to keep good form. 3, lowering down, nice and slow up to the sky. 4, 5. Again, you can bring your head up and have your hands alongside the body. 6. So we're working the full range of the abs, just getting them really firing before we start the main part of the class. A little bit tongue-tied there. 9, keep squeezing into the back line. 10, lower down into the chest, up. 11, into the chest, up. 12, we'll go for 3 more, into the chest and up. There's 1, 2, really push these feet up to the sky. 3, lower down, bring their knees into the chest. You can take a few little rocks and then we'll cross over the ankles, step the feet back and come into a tabletop position. I'll spin around to face you. We're just going to take some wrist push-ups just because we're going to be spending a little bit of time on the hands today. So you want to have the shoulders stacked over the hands, and then the closer your knees are to the wrists, the easier this becomes. The further away, the harder. And what we're going to do is we're just going to push into the ground and come up onto those first knuckle pads and then lower back down. We're just going to strengthen those wrists and open them up at the same time. So there's 3, 4. If it starts becoming a little bit easier, bring the knees back a bit further. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then from there we're just going to rock forward and back 5 times. 2, really try to awaken the wrists. Start bringing that navel to the spine. 3, 4, and 5. From there we sit back onto the toes and just give the wrists a little bit of a shake out, just to loosen them up as we have worked them a little bit, and then place them again underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and then from there we're just going to come up into a hovering tabletop. So come onto the toes and then just raise your knees up about 1 inch or so off the ground, and again we're activating that core. So you want a gentle dome in the upper back, bring that navel to the spine, and then you can take a few side to side sways to get into your wrists. You can stand still or stay still in your hovering tabletop and just concentrate. You want to spin the eyes of the elbows forward, push into the ground so your shoulders aren't collapsing inwards, and then from there we're just gently going to push back. So now we're in a power down dog position is what I like to call it. So we're pushing into the feet, knees are off the ground, and instead of full down dog we're in this half down dog position, and then from there we're going to push forward with the feet, rolling forward nice and slowly, and then from there we're just going to slowly lower our way down onto our bellies. So we're going to bring our hands out a little bit wider, come up onto the fingertips. You can have your feet about mat distance apart, and then you're going to roll up through the spine and then pull the shoulder blades onto the back, squeezing the glutes. We're activating the back line of our body, and then from there we're just going to lower ourselves back down. Now place the palms of your hands down, come onto the toes of your feet, and we're going to come up into a wide plank position. So from there we're going to push into the ground. Now we're in a wide plank, or an X plank you might know it as. Bring that navel to the spine, keep the same plank cues as we would normally have. You want to sort of spin the eyes of the elbows forward, Squeeze the glutes, activate the legs, and now you're going to step one hand in to the top of the mat, the other hand into the top of the mat. So you have half your hand in on the mat, half the hand off, and we're going to take a wide push up here. So we're going to lower down halfway, still bring the elbows into the body, and then push back up. Step one hand in, the other hand in, and then we're going to roll onto the inside edge of your left foot, and then your right foot is going to come up to the side, and you're going to touch it with your left hand. Come back, spin to the inside edge of your right foot, and bring your left foot up and across, and touching it with your right hand. Step back into a plank position, and then you lower all the way down, and then you come back into that wide cobra position. So roll up through the spine. So with those kick out, kick throughs, we're activating the side core. And with all the plank work, we're working on that back core as well. So again, arms out wide. So we're coming up into that X plank, push into the ground. Take an inhale and an exhale. And then from there, we're going to step one hand in to the corner of the mat, the other hand in to the corner of the mat. Take that wide push up. Push back up, step the hands in again, so you're now under your shoulders, inside edge of the left foot, and bring that right foot through. Switch. Hold your plank and lower down onto your bellies. Arms out wide onto the fingertips. Roll up through the spine, squeezing the glutes, getting them engaged. And we lower back down. Palms of the hands onto the ground, feet as wide as the mat, and push up into that X plank. A brief hold, and then you're going to try to bring the left hand in, bring the right hand in. I know it's a little bit tricky, but we'll get there. We'll make it a bit more fluid as we go through. Take that wide push up, walk the hands in, and then right foot kicks underneath, working that side core, left foot kicks underneath, working that side core. And then we lower down onto our bellies, arms out wide, wide cobra, lower back down, push into the ground, wide plank, and again try to make this as smooth as possible as a transition into that wide push-up position. Right hand in, left hand in, inside the left foot, kick through, kick through, lower all the way down onto the fingertips, pull your chest up for the wide cobra, working the back line of the body and the core, push your hands down to the ground, come up into that X plank. Again, you would just try to bring that right hand across, left hand across with as little hip motion as possible. I know it's not easy. Take those wide push-ups, kick through, lower down onto the belly, arms out wide, roll up, squeezing the glutes. Halfway there, I'll try to make these a little bit more fluid now, as you probably get the gist. Left hand in, right hand in, wide push up, push back in, step the hands in a little narrower, right foot, left foot, lower all the way down, fingertips out wide, chest up and through, lower back down. Nearly got confused myself then. X plank, left hand in, right hand in, wide push up, push back up, get a little bit more. As I said, the shoulders are now working. You do work the chest and the shoulders a little bit more with a wide push up. So it's always a fun variation to throw in. Push up, X plank, left hand, right hand, push up, right hand, left hand, kick through, lower all the way to the belly, fingertips out wide, roll up into your wide cobra, push into the ground. So there's a lot of core strength going on with these X planks. Left hand in, right hand in, push up, hand in, right foot under, left foot under, lower down to the belly, arms out wide, lower back down, push into the ground, X plank. Try to get those plank cues right. So you want that tailbone tucked under, wide press up, push up, step in, kick through, lower all the way down. 2 more to go. You got it. You've always got the knees if you want. Let's just try to stay with it. Keep that core engaged. That's what we're here to do. Take that push up. Right hand, left hand. Kick under, all the way down. Arms out wide. Last one. Pull up into that wide cobra. Lower the chest back down. Push into your wide plank. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, shift the hands to the outer edges of your mat. Take that wide push up. Step the hands in. Kick under. Lower all the way to the belly. And then from there, bring the knees up and come onto your knees. And now we're going to work the back line of the body a little bit more on our core, lower back area. So squeeze the glutes. You can have your feet tucked or toes on the ground. And we're just going to take some drop back. So we're just going to lean the body back, keeping the torso nice and straight, glutes engaged. So we're working those hamstrings and thighs, and then we come back up. There's 1, 2, lower down, 3. These are good for your legs, good for your knee support, knee health. 4, and as I said, it works the glutes, hamstrings, and the lower part of the back. 5, 6, 7, last one, glutes engaged. 8. From there, we place our hands down and come up into a chair pose. I'm going to spin to face you, face wherever way you want. So we're just going to bend the knees, push the hips back, and we're going to try to keep the knees at level height so they're in line with each other. And you're going to raise your arms up over your head. Bring that navel into the spine and stick that bum out just a little bit as a natural curve. And then from there, you can clasp your hands, and we're just going to rotate on your exhale to the left. Now we're not going to grasp it and clasp the outside edge of the knee. We're going to hold it hovering above. You sink a little bit lower and try to rotate even more to the left. Again, keeping those knees level. You want to rotate so you're really turning from the outer external core here. And then we'll come back up, staying in that chair pose. And then we'll do the same over to the other side. Again, hovering, open up through the chest, sink a little bit lower, and really try to twist from the core. So we're working into those rotational core muscles. Don't forget to breathe so you're not straining like I am. And then we'll come back up, and then we'll go back over to the other side. Again, see what leverage you have. Try to keep those knees level. And then come back up, and then one over to the other side. Rotating through the core, bring that navel to the spine in your twist, knees level, and then up into the chair pose, and then back over again to the other side. And then once you've got your deepest position, you can then grab and hook onto the outer edge of your left knee with your right elbow, and you might be able to twist a little bit deeper into that core, sink the hips back. Rise up into your chair pose, and we'll switch over to the other side. And when you've got your deepest position, hook that left elbow on the right leg and open up through the chest. And then while we're here in chair pose, come out of it, and we're just going to come up onto the tiptoes, and we're going to lower down to work the legs a little bit more. We're just going to take some tiptoe squats. Just works on the thighs a little bit more. There's 2, 3, staying on the tiptoes. It's okay if you feel a little bit shaky. 4, 5, squeezing the glutes at the top. 6, last one. 7. This time we're just going to lower all the way down, and then we'll come up onto our bum, go to our bums, and then from there, where your legs are, we're just going to extend the legs away from you, nice and straight, torso nice and long, and we're just going to lower down, touch the ground, and bring them heels back up. So the heels are just touching the ground, and we're going to come back up. If you need to have a bend in your knees, it's perfectly fine. Hands are there for support. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This challenges the hip flexors as well. 8, 9, and 10. Lower down. And from there, we're just going to take some hip rotation. So place your hands behind you, and we're just going to internally rotate the right knee in, left leg comes out, and we'll just switch over to the other side. Again, we are working a little bit of rotational core with this gentle relaxation swings, but also getting into those hip flexors, which is always quite nice. It's where you might store some tension, and just rotating them out. One more on each side. And then from there, spin around onto your bellies and come up onto your forearms. Clasp the hands together, and yeah, we're going to push up into that forearm plank, and we're just briefly going to dip over to the right, over to the left. That's 1, 2, try to keep the hips level. 3, 4, no collapsing in the lower back. 5, 6, navel to the spine. 7, last one. 8. Come back to the forearm plank, and then just lower your hips down to the ground. And then from there, we're just simply going to take a Sphinx pose. So pull the shoulder blades onto the back, decompress the spine, make sure the glutes are slightly engaged, and you just stare directly in front of you, or you can have your head down to keep a nice long neck, and we're just stretching out the abdomen. Gentle release, come back up, take a seated position, and you can just take a gentle side stretch to either side. So we're stretching out that side core. So I've placed my left hand down and brought my right arm up overhead. And inhale, come back up, and I stretch over to the other side. Right hand down, left arm up overhead. You can clasp the hands behind your back and stretch out the front of the shoulders. As I said, we did do some push-ups today, as you may be aware. Just quite nice to stretch out the shoulders now, as those wide push-ups do work the shoulders maybe a little bit more than a regular push-up. Release the clasp of your hands. And there it was, a nice core strengthening flow, but still targeting a full body weight workout. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm glad you found your moment to move. My name is Garen. If you like anything else on the channel, we have plenty of other workouts. Feel free to check out the playlists available. And if you've enjoyed it, please leave a like button, hit the like button, leave a comment, and yeah, thanks for joining me at A Moment to Move, and I hope I'll catch you on the next one.